Hey, folks, welcome to another episode of Your Next Move. I am your host, Evan Saint-Gerard, your New York realtor. I got my special guest today. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Evans, thank you so much for having me on board. My name is Matt Beret. Nickname is the Brit Bear, as you can probably see. I am British, but I live in Tucson, Arizona, and have done for the last 11 years. So I guess you could call me a local by this point.
Okay, 11 years. I would assume so. All right. So
Yeah.
what brought a Brit to Arizona?
Oof. Well, I always tell a different story to everybody because I like to hear how the rumors get back to me about how I got here. But I tell some people I'm on the lam and they just haven't caught me yet to ship me home. But the truth of the matter is, I was in the British military for 10 years. I
Okay.
ended up coming to Tucson back in 2008. I fell in love with the city. I also met a young lady and, long distance dated and ended up retiring and moving here. So that's what originally got me here 11 years ago. Yeah.
All right. So, how long have you been in the business, and do you have a team? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business in real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been licensed since 2017. I was on a team up until April of this year, where I actually left that team and started my own team, the Matt Beret Group. So really in its infancy of this new team, which is fantastic. I'm loving the prospect of owning my own team and creating a legacy for myself and helping others grow. So been in the business 5 years, but this team is pretty brand new still.
All right. Let's just dive deep into it. Basically, you said pretty much you moved and you came to Arizona and you fell in love with it. What was the first thing that, besides your wife right now, what brought you and said, you know what, this is where I need to be. This is where it's home.
Well, I don't know if anybody listening has ever been to England, but it is glum. It's like Seattle. It's rainy, it's glum, it's cold all the time. British summers are like 12 degrees Celsius, like 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So, first of all, it was the sun, the sunshine, the temperature, but also, Tucson was the only place I'd ever visited in the US, and I just fell in love with it. We've got deserts, we've got heat, we've got mountains, we've got lakes. It's a great place to live. Like, if you want warmth on your body all day long, 360 days a year, Arizona's the place to be. It's beautiful.
Okay. All right. That's beautiful.
Now
Um,
there isn't any smells of freshly mown grass. Let's just throw that out there. We don't
I'm,
have
I'm,
that.
I was gonna ask that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
So there's no grass basically. Well, there's artificial turf if you want that, if
there's
that's your thing.
artificial turf. If there's your thing, and you can buy scented candles that smell like freshly mown grass, that'll get you your fix.
You know what? This and it handles for pretty much everything. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not getting paid for
Absolutely.
this, by the way. So all right. So tell us about the lifestyles that are out there.
Yeah, so Tucson's a very eclectic city. Okay, we've got a very large military base right on our doorstep, Davis Monthan Air Force Base. So we have a lot of military personnel, a lot of veterans, which is awesome. We have the University of Arizona, who is here as well. So we have a lot of students and then a lot of faculty here that live in Tucson. And then
Mhm.
we're a retirement city. We're, Southern Arizona, Tucson, Green Valley, Oro Valley. There, a lot of people snowbird here during the winters. So we've
You
got
know what?
golf courses, snowbirds. Everybody comes to Arizona.
I would never think of Arizona as some place that snowbird would go to. So what besides the golf courses, what else do they have for snowbirds?
So we have three of the largest plus 55 communities in southern Arizona. They're a Robeson built development who specializes in plus 55s. And, a couple of these developments, they're, 6,000 home pluses. They've got golf courses intermingled. They've got their own gas stations and quickie marts and all that sort of stuff. And then, inside that community, they've got gyms, recreational centers, you can on a Wednesday you can go do pottery, and on a Thursday you can go do bird watching. Like, they've got everything that retirees need, and we have three of those very large developments here in southern Arizona. So it's a great place for people to just get out of the winter, come down here, where again it's still 75 degrees on Christmas Day. They can wear shorts and flip-flops in December, and they can just enjoy a little bit of warmth in the winter. So
Say that
that's
say
what
that
brings you
last
there.
part again. Say that last part again.
Shorts and flip-flops on Christmas Day.
Yeah, one more time. Just in case the audience didn't hear that, I just want them to hear that. Now,
I will tell
with
you. I'll tell you this. My first Christmas in Arizona. Now, again, remember I'm from England, so Christmas is especially rainy. It's muggy. It's
yeah,
miserable. You know, you don't go and play outside with your new bicycle on Christmas Day because it's generally raining. It's generally raining. So to come to Arizona and see people, you know, putting Christmas hats and decorations on saguaro cactuses and kids being outside playing with their Christmas toys, it blew my mind, and it still blows my mind a little bit that Christmas Day we're wearing shorts and flip flops, you know. So yeah, it's a little different.
now let's talk about price range. You mentioned the developments for 50 and over, 55
Mhm.
and over. What's the price range for something like that?
So for a retiree in a plus 55 community, bottom line price wise, you're looking at 450,000. You know, these are very highly desirable properties in some
Hmm.
of these communities. And again, these three communities are located in different areas of Southern Arizona, so their price points vary.
Okay.
You know, the newer build plus 55, which is only about 5 or 6 years old, you're probably starting point is about 550 to 600. Couple of the older one, which is 30 years old and the biggest and most developed and fully developed, shall I say, you can get probably a two bedroom, two bath with a two-car garage, mountain views for about 450. So they
450.
all 450,000, yeah.
I'm just thinking of the New York market, specifically in Queens. Uh, Average house 650. They
Yeah.
sell that, pay off whatever that they have left over, go to Arizona. If people are always looking for someplace warm, they want to retire the shovel. Arizona is definitely a place I think that a lot of people are like, hey, you know what, this is where I want to hang my hat. I'm like, with all
I'll
the
tell
stuff
you
that you
something about
mentioned so far.
Arizona. We
Mhm.
never shovel sunshine.
I like
True
that.
story. We don't have to shovel sunshine in Arizona. That's the truth. And you're right. You know, in your market price, you know, you're looking at a two bedroom, two bath apartment or something like that in the 450s. We're looking at two bedroom, two bath, 1,700 square foot single family homes
Okay.
in a retirement community. You know, with a two-car garage, a nice backyard, mountain views, maybe even a golf course view for 450 to 500. So it's very different. You know, we live in very different places. Our money
All right.
goes a little further down here.
I see that. Now with the retirees, they have their thing. Now, what about everybody else, like people in our age group or younger,
Yeah,
people starting new
yeah.
families?
Starting family, so our average price point here in Tucson is around about 335,000. Now, again, that's obviously gone up drastically in the last couple of years. We were under 300,000 prior to 2020 and everything, you know, exploding. Now we're around about 335. And for 335, you are going to be very competitive, you know, especially in that price point. But you could get yourself a three bedroom, two bath, 14 to 1500 square foot home, central or on the outskirts, for about 350. And that's where we're seeing a lot of our first time home buyers buying. We also have a lot of townhomes, condos. You know, if you're a very very first time home buyer and you want to get yourself some bricks and mortar, you can't go really wrong with a townhome or a condo.
Okay.
But there's price points for everybody. We have multi-million dollar listings in the foothills that back right up to the mountain, and then I've just sold a two bedroom, two bath townhome for 160,000. So lot of scale between what we have available here. Um, we have the cookie cutters, you know, the development built,
Yeah.
builder built cookie cutters, and then we also have 1960s, 1970s ranch homes that are on an acre with horse facilities, you know, out in the desert. So there's a lot of different property types here.
Now, what about like for people who are thinking, hey, you know what, I might want to consider this Arizona as a place that, you know what, I might want to buy a rental property. Is that
Mhm.
will your area be something people should consider as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned, we have the military. So we have a lot of military guys or gals who get PCSed or move to Arizona, potentially don't want to live on base. They can either buy or they can rent. So there's always a great rental opportunity for military. We have the university here. So if you want to buy an investment property, you can grab a property and then rent it out per property or per room for students and not just, you know, the 18, 20-year olds who are going to university, but also people doing their masters and their doctorates who come to Arizona to do that. There's rental opportunity there. And then, like I said, you've got rental opportunity for snowbirds. Um, a lot of these snowbirds, they like to come to Arizona. They're not necessarily going to buy right away. They want to come here, experience the city, experience what we have to offer Then they fall in love, and then they look to buy. So there's always a rental opportunity too for winter visitors to rent for 6, 7 months at a time as well.
All right. So you mentioned college and you mentioned military. Uh, what else is out there basically for like recreation, sports, music festivals, anything of that nature out there?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So sports wise, we used to actually host the old preseason training for baseball, and then moved that up to Phoenix because they have bigger facilities.
Hmm.
Um, so we're only 2 hours away from Phoenix. So if you love baseball, we've got the Diamondbacks up in Phoenix. That's only an hour and a half up the road. We've got the Arizona Cardinals, hour and a half up the road. So we are the smaller version of Phoenix. We don't really have big sports teams ourselves, but we are very easy and accessible to get to them.
Okay.
But down here for people to do, we have the Tucson Convention Center. I've seen Elton John at the Tucson Convention
Okay.
Center. We have Broadway in Tucson. So every year they bring Broadway shows from Broadway to Tucson, and they do a
Really?
whole season. Oh yeah, my wife and I, we have subscriptions to Broadway in Tucson. We've seen Wicked, Jersey Boys, Phantom of the Opera. I think is coming next year. Lion
Okay.
King's coming next year. So real Broadway productions coming to Tucson, which is always a great evening out, date night with the family. So there's lots to do, and then we have smaller little music groups, the Fab Four, the Beatles. The Beatles kind of Fab Four band who kind of do all the whole Beatles set. They come every year to Tucson and play in the Rialto Theatre. So we're a very artsy town. We have a lot of art. We have a lot of music. So we always have great acts come to Tucson. It just depends whether you can get in there. And then we have, and then we have the really Shawadi Wadi and those kind of folks. They come to Tucson as well and do a set as well. So there's something for everybody.
All right. Now we can't have art, we can't have sports without food. My favorite subject, next to real
Oh
estate.
yeah, mine too.
So,
Mine
what
too.
is Arizona known for food wise? Is there like a staple that
Oh yeah,
if you have it, it's definitely Arizona?
so we're 40 miles away from the Mexico border. So our
Okay.
Mexican cuisine is phenomenal, and it all depends where you go. We've got a phenomenal restaurant here in Tucson, owned and operated by a female chef who came right out of Mexico City. Her food is amazing, and then we're the home of the Sonoran dog, which has
The
been
what?
shown on. See, this is going to get you on a plane coming to Arizona real quick.
I'm booking my ticket as we speak. My phone's right here.
Okay, so the Sonoran dog has been made famous. It's been on Food Network. It's been on Man versus Food. Basically, it is a sweet hot dog bun with a hot dog wrapped in bacon, cooked, and then it's got cheese, pico de gallo, cabbage on top. Google when we get off this call. Everybody's
I
just
will.
Google Sonoran dog and just
Sonoran
start
dog. All right.
salivating. Oh yeah. So Tucson's pretty famous for its Mexican food, and especially the Sonoran dog. That's everybody has to try one once in a while.
All right. We covered a lot right now. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head that we didn't cover. Um, is there like a best kept secret that maybe people don't know about Arizona that they should know that will make them want to say Arizona is my new home or my new
You know,
destination?
you know what? Absolutely. So we have a really big outside scene. A lot of people that come to Arizona and visit us, outside activities, yes, we get to 105 degrees in the summer, so you want to stay indoors. But we have hiking, amazing hikes. We have two national parks that are actually made just of saguaro cactus. So
Okay.
national forests just of saguaro cactus. So we have hiking, bike trails, lakes, swimming, camping, fishing. If you love being outdoors, there's no better place to come than Arizona to be outdoors because yes, we have the heat, yes, we have the desert, but we have mountains that you can go hike. It can be 100 degrees on the desert floor and you can be 60, 70 degrees up at the top of the mountain in the pine trees. So if you love outdoors, being in Arizona, you really get to capitalize all year round on outdoor activities.
This is episode 30. This is like the season finale for the season. Um, Throughout the process of doing these videos, the last 2 years since COVID happened, a lot of people have been realizing or rediscovering nature and just going out exactly what you're talking about. And a lot of people are saying, you know what, I'm gonna unplug from my computer, all my digital stuff, and let me get back to nature. And a lot of people have been pretty much that's one of the things top of their list now is basically I want to go outdoors more and
Yeah.
just just do stuff like that, and
I
most of
see
it's
I
free.
see that with I see that with a lot of my buyer consults when I ask my buyers, what's important to you? What's bringing you here? Why are you moving here? Outdoors, better weather. Those are the things they want to do. We have a lot of cyclists. We have great cycling trails across southern Arizona, horse riding. Whatever you want to do, you can really do here because we have the weather for it.
All right. I'm gonna go back to food because, like I said, this is my favorite subject. All right. Out of all the foods, the Sonora dog that you mentioned, what's your all-time favorite Arizona food that you can only eat
Oh,
this is the only food that you can eat basically for the rest of your life? What would it be from Arizona?
oh, that's a real tough one. That is a real tough one. It's got to be Mexican food. It's so good, and there's so much variety. It's unbelievable. It really is. From a burrito to a Sonoran dog to a quesadilla. I could easily live the rest of my life eating Mexican food. I'd probably be about 450 pounds if I was,
You and me
because
both.
it's so phenomenally good, and I could just go to town on it. But yeah, Mexican food. If you get real good Mexican food, you will always remember it.
All right. So for the folks that are watching this, let them know what areas is specifically what towns that you work in, you specialize in.
Okay, so I'm based in Tucson, which if you look at the map of Arizona, we're right at the very bottom. I work Tucson and all of the towns around it. So we're talking Oro Valley, Green Valley, Vale, Marana, Sahuarita, anywhere, anything south of Phoenix, that's me. I take
Okay.
care of all of that.
Now, if they're interested in touring or visiting or getting more information about any of these towns, how
Yeah.
can they reach you?
So they are more than happy to text me directly. And I'm sure you can put my number out, but I'll give it here real quick. It's 520-288-0144. They can email me at matt@mattberetgroup.com, or they can go to my website, mattberetgroup.com, and they can check it out. And if they've got questions, they're more than happy to reach to me. I love talking about real estate, and I love talking about our town.
This is why I picked you basically for this area. I'm like, you know what, this is the guy I got to talk to, especially because of the accent. But no, I know he has a lot of knowledge basically when it comes to this area, and
Food.
very
A lot of
passionate.
knowledge, lot of knowledge about food.
I wasn't even gonna bring the food up, but since you brought it up, yes, food too. I will be googling this. Anyway, is there anything else you want to leave the audience with that they should know about your area, or just inquire?
I would say, for anybody listening, if you're looking to get out of the state you live in, the city you live in, you're looking to do a winter break or even a summer break, try Arizona. There's so much to do. Whether you're an indoor person or outdoor person, there's so much to do. With golf and hiking and all the outdoor activities I mentioned. Don't discount us because of our heat. And we're not just the desert. We have a lot to offer. So definitely put a pin in Arizona and come visit us.
Well, you heard it from his mouth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your realtor here in New York. So if you are in New York and you're considering selling and you need to move someplace like Arizona, definitely give me a call. If you found this of value, feel free to reach out. Share this with a friend, family in the season finale
Whew,
episode. So
I love
we,
that.
we had to end on a good note. So basically, I want to thank Matt, everybody else, basically my co-host, everybody, for doing these things. And next season, we got a lot of big things planned. Sorry, I'm stuttering right now because I'm thinking about the food we just mentioned earlier. So
He's
sorry about
getting
that.
he's getting emotional, ladies and gentlemen. It's the season
Yes,
finale. He's getting emotional.
season finale. I need some food now. All right. On that note, we're gonna end it right here. So if you guys remember to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends. If you have any questions about real estate here in New York, Queens, Long Island, Brooklyn, the Bronx, you know who to call. And if you're interested in the Arizona area, you know who to call also.
I love it.
Matt, I'm gonna let you give the final words.
Oh, what can I say? Season finale. I got to finish on a good one, I guess, huh? Don't wait because it's too late. Okay. If you're thinking, make the move, my friends. We all know the market is crazy. We know that interest rates are going back up. We know that property values are increasing. If you really are thinking about selling, obviously, you've got a great agent here that can help you in your hometown. But don't wait because it will be too late. And the only thing you're going to do is regret not moving. So